All rise for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Here.
Councilman Cullen.
Here.
Councilwoman Eckhart.
Here.
Councilwoman Hudak. Absent. Supervisor Hay.
Here. Notations, the exits in the front and the rear, and electronic device, please put it on vibrate. First item on the agenda this evening is a public hearing pertaining to notice requirements for condominiums. I'm so moved to open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone here this evening to speak to the public hearing on condominium notification? Just briefly for the public, when there's a project in your neighborhood, you have to notify your neighbors within, sometimes it's 100 feet, sometimes it's 500 feet, so between 100 and 500. Well, if a property owner lives next to a condominium, they have to notify maybe up to 60, 70, and possibly 80 different units. And they have to send a certified return receipt mail. Most people, when they get certified return receipt, don't want to open it because they have, they don't want anything to do with it. And it costs the homeowner quite a bit of money for such. So I think one incident we had here, it cost the person $350 to mail out of a notification. And like tonight, there's no one here to speak to it. No one showed up to the public hearing, but it cost that person $350. So now we're going to require that the condominium association be notified, okay? But each individual homeowner will get their own letter, but it won't be sent certified return receipt, just regular, United Parcel Service mail, which is now 46.5 cents from the 48.5 cents that it was. Okay, seeing no public comment,
I'll make a motion, we close the public hearing.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next on the meeting is Earth Day poster drawing award presentation. Ms. Eckhart.
And when Old Town Board would like to come down and stand here to greet everyone, that would be great.
No, it's all right. I know you don't want
Come down, come down.
This is supposed to be
I
your
know
sheet.
none of us are this talented, but we should be here anyhow.
I can cross my fingers.
Thank you. And it's a little bit of a misnomer because we're going to start with the Cub Scouts, Beauty Before Age tonight, and then we're going to go to all the artists who have been fabulous, and then we will end with Milltown Road, save the best for last, okay? So those of you who know me know I'm not overly fond of proclamations, but I've had so much help over the past 5 years on our annual Earth Day cleanup that I wanted to make an exception and recognize some of the residents who helped make this annual event such a great success. Back in 2012, we started a weekend-long cleanup, townwide cleanup. I drew the proverbial short straw, and it fell to me to organize the event. But who am I kidding? It was something I really wanted to do. And with the help of the town board and many, many concerned residents, it became a success and an annual event, meaning weekend event. It had been done for years before. This year, we had over 100 residents pitch in, which is up 20% over last year. And I want to thank everyone who helped clean up their roadsides, because this year the litter was worse than ever. And your efforts have paid off in noticeably cleaner roadways. And at this point, I'd also like to thank Highway Superintendent Michael Bruin and our entire Highway Department for their help with this annual event and for their efforts for the rest of the year. I'd first like to recognize the Cub Scouts. And if they could come up here with Steve Mattson. I don't know if Mike Corvino is here, and I know Jeremy DeFabio couldn't make it, but please come up front, because we need to thank you all. It's like you're going to an execution. Come on, guys. We should have let Steve leave. No, come stand over here. I promise I'll send Steve over there. This is a little daunting. Excellent. Okay. This is their certificate of merit. Whereas it is the sense of the town board that the quality of a community is measured by the unique and extraordinary accomplishments of the citizens who reside within it, as well as its surrounding borders. And whereas Jeremy DeFabio, a resident of the town of Patterson, Cub Scout leader of Brewster Pac 1, has shown his dedication to the town of Southeast by organizing efforts to ensure Pac 1's involvement in Earth Day each year. And whereas Steve Mattson and Mike Corvino have distinguished themselves as outstanding Cub Scout leaders and members of our community by continually showing leadership and support to Brewster Pac 1. And whereas Brewster Pac 1 has faithfully lived up to the Scout Law and Oath by donating their time and efforts on 2016 Earth Day cleanup this year, and whereas Pac 1, their leaders and families exemplify a deep commitment and perseverance necessary to qualify for such lofty recognition, now therefore it be it resolved that the town of Southeast of the town board of the town of Southeast shall pause in its deliberations to recognize and commend Brewster Pac 1 upon the occasion of this attainment of the 2016 Earth Day, and to congratulate them, their leaders, families, friends, for this special accomplishment, knowing that in doing so, we have encouraged others to follow their path. And be it further resolved that a copy of this certificate suitably endorsed shall be presented to Pac 1 on the 5th day of May 2016. So thank you all. Oh, great. Wonderful.
Will you accept it for the packet?
This is for you. Thank you all. And if you want to go talk to the town board, they want to thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Yes, come this way. This is good.
Thank you, good for
One of the best handshakes I've ever had.
Yeah, not bad at all. So thank you all. Next, I'd like to thank all the budding 8th grade artists at Henry Wells Middle School. This year's selection was more difficult than ever. Their creative arts teacher must be their inspiration, because Irene Othmer's students produce better work every year, and Irene is an absolute pleasure to work with. I'd also like to thank Judy Morano, and Judy could come up here now, and Studio Around the Corner for giving us exhibition space in their lobby. Judy helped hang the show and had the difficult task of judging the show with other coalition board members. So, without further ado, yes and no. So we'll start with honorable mention, please. Elsa Neubauer. Thank you. Great job. And if you want to stand up by the board, oh, thanks. Okay. Third place with a $25 check is, I know, I'm so excited, I think I'm going to embezzle, right? Izzy Izaguirre, did I pronounce that correctly? Thank you. Wow. Thanks so much. If you guys want to stand over there.
Can they hold
Yes.
their own nightshirts?
Yes.
It'd be great if they could hold their own.
Yeah, Liz, can you undo them and hand them? Or they can
Undo
point
them?
out- Yes. So they
Once
can,
they pointed at.
yes. They
Is that
can,
yours?
yeah.
And
Yeah, that work is beautiful, so.
Thank you.
All right.
Tony King, save it, folks.
Yeah, one of them's mine, so. Second place is Nicole Olzelski, I'm so sorry. And she is in second place and also has a check for $25. Thank you. And Liz will take down yours. The work really is outstanding this year.
it was very hard. It was the hardest it's ever been.
We almost all came to blows, and I'm not allowed to judge, so.
We did.
I know. And in first place, Alex Rosales, and a check for $50. And I'd love for Irene Othmer to come up. And I won't read everything on here, but we'd like to give you a proclamation. It's resolved that the town board of the town of Southeast shall pause in its deliberations to recognize and commend Irene Othmer upon the occasion of her recognition of leadership in the 2016 Earth Day Art Contest, and to congratulate her family, friends, and fellow associates who have shared in this special accomplishment, knowing that in doing so, she has encouraged others in many ways, both creatively and educationally. And I'd like to thank you personally, because it's been... Thank you all. They really are really outstanding. And I should She's the principal, and so we have to give her credit to. Yes. Thanks. Please. Okay.
And you guys get a little closer? Perfect. Perfect.
We'd love to have the photo on our new website because you guys really an outstanding job. So you're free too. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You did a great job. Yes.
Thank you very much.
And I now want to take a minute and thank the Milltown Road Association. So I'd love everybody to come up from Milltown. Come stand. So. Anyhow, I'd like to thank the Milltown Road Association for their continued cleanup efforts in one of the toughest areas in Southeast. Milltown is probably the most heavily used artery for Connecticut commuters, and the litter left behind is daunting. Notice the way I threw Connecticut under the bus. But I know some of us are at fault too, so I'd like to ask all I'd like to thank all the Milltown Road residents, and I'd also like to thank personally David Hare, Kathy Sloat, and Bill Lawrence, because they're the ones who deal with me directly. So anyhow, they've been fabulous, and they help pass out bags early. They've helped organize this event for years. It's always a pleasure to work with them. And I'd like to read this proclamation that Jay Ryan, the president, will accept. Whereas Jay Ryan, a Milltown Road resident and president of the Milltown Road Association, has shown his dedication to the town of Southeast by organizing efforts to ensure the association's involvement in Earth Day each year, and whereas the Milltown Road Association has distinguished themselves as outstanding citizens and members of our community by continually dedicating their efforts on Earth Day to beautify the town of Southeast, and whereas the Milltown Road Association and their families exemplify a deep commitment and perseverance necessary to qualify for such lofty recognition, now therefore be it resolved that the town of Southeast, the town board of the town of Southeast shall pause in its deliberation to recognize and commend the Milltown Road Association upon the occasion of this attainment for 2016 Earth Day, and to congratulate them and their families and friends for this special accomplishment, knowing that in doing so they have encouraged others to follow their path. And I'd like to thank you, and Jay, I'd love if you wanted to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Lynn. And I want to thank Lynette Carden and of course, the board of the town of Southeast Town Board for honoring the Milltown Association tonight. And also I want to thank Michael Bruin as the highway department for their great help. Not only on Earth Day, but they're good enough. If their crew sees one of our people picking things up, they'll come up and they'll pick up the bags for us during the year. So I want to thank the highway department and Michael for that too. Bill Lawrence, who organized this year's event and has organized it over the past several years, and Rudolph Bruhlman, who organized it before Bill Lawrence took over. I'm told that the Milltown Association has been doing this cleanup since 1982, and we claim to be the longest continuous volunteer cleanup in Putnam County. This year we had 31 volunteers, and including the town attorney and his wife, who come every year to help us pick up the trash that other people leave on the road. We picked up 62 large industrial bags of trash this year, which is great for us, but I think is kind of a shame for the people who leave that litter for us to pick up. But we're happy to do it because, as everyone on this board feels, we feel great pride in the town of Southeast, and we all want to see it do well, and we want to see it succeed. Each year, the Milltown Association gives its Bent Spoon Award, to the volunteer who excels in picking up other people's trash. And this is the Ben Spoon Award that we give out every year to that individual or individuals. And this has been given out since 1982, continuously. And Rudolph and Bill and David here, whom you mentioned, Bill and David here were charter recipients of this award, and Rudolph was instrumental in getting it put together, and so this year the Ben Spoon Award goes to Nancy Murray and Maureen Donahue, who worked 4 hours cleaning up Gates Road on Earth Day, on the day that we did it, which was April the 16th. Unfortunately, they're both out of town tonight, so I will personally deliver the award to one for her to keep for half of the year over the weekend. So thanks so much, really, on behalf of the Milltown Association and all our volunteers. It really is very gratifying to get recognized like this.
Sir, can you state the mic? I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Thanks so much on behalf of all of our volunteers and on the Milltown Association. It really is very gratifying to be recognized like this. We all care about the well-being of the town of Southeast, and that's what motivates us. And finally, I just want to say that we have some bags at the exit on the way out, so please pick up the bags and continue the good work that we all do for this town. Thanks again.
And yes, and many thanks to Rudolph, and I didn't know the history, and it is great to know. So I'd like to thank everyone again. And if needed at the end of the summer, we're going to try to organize one more cleanup. But everyone should know who's listening that if you do want to clean up anytime, all during the year, simply you can pick up the orange bags, but you can also use regular garbage bags. You just need to call Highway when you're finished so that they can come up and pick up the bags, which they are terrific about doing. So thank you all again. I really appreciate it. And let me give this to you, Jay, too. So.
Thank you, man. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for all your work. So, I really appreciate it. Okay? All right. Thank you. Yeah, one of them's fine, don't touch it.
Hey, Michelle.
I'll make a motion to accept all the proclamations and awards this evening.
Let's second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next item on the agenda is set public hearing, 2016 MS4 report for Thursday, May 19, 2016, 1360 Route 22, 7 p.m. So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Short meeting tonight.
And-
Public,
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
you want to be super?
No, I was only going to comment on the MS4 because thanks to everyone here, it really helps our report, our cleanup really helps in our efforts on our annual report for MS4, so thank you.
You can say it again under recognition?
No, I don't have to.
Okay. Anyone from the public wish to speak this evening? Seeing none, Ms. Eckhart?
No, I'm done. I talked plenty. I'm hoarse.
Anyone else on the board? Okay, to all the mothers out there,
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Ditto.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to everyone.
And thank you all for coming this evening. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we'll close tonight's meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.